Hi, this is the first video for the Reading Rango series. My name's Joe, and I'm going to read for you the very first piece of writing that I ever had published about 11 years ago in what is sadly now a defunct online journal called Flashquake. This is a short nonfiction essay about a trip to the beach called The Jellyfish. The purple flag fluttering with the same rhythm as the light blue waves tells me to watch out for jellyfish and other dangerous marine life. The strong undertows have brought them toward the shallow ocean shore. So when I step into the water and it laps over my ankles, I stare down at the shiny sheet of blue water, wondering what lies beneath. The waves rush in and out with the steadiness of a heartbeat, thumping against my legs, and as I watch carefully at the water around me, I realize I have no idea what a jellyfish looks like, no idea what any of the life around me resembles. I imagine the jellyfish, a snow globe kicking through the water, a clear crystal ball with tendril-like limbs flowing behind it like thin, crinkled strips of crepe paper. I wonder how it breathes, how it sees and knows to sting. Does it sense the movements of predators and react accordingly? Does it understand the concept of a predator? Can it sense the chain of nature's command? I wonder if the shadows in the water 10, 15 feet off might be one of them, or if they're just clumps of seaweed lolling along, thumping toward the sand, led by its rhythmic waves. As I walk down the shore, the sun scorching the skin on my exposed back, I notice clumps of trash, weeds, and withered sand dollars. I don't remember most of them being here yesterday, but I doubt I missed them. The waves push bits of sand through my toes as I walk, and with each pull of the water, those grains depart, replaced immediately with the next crashing wave by new ones, though they all look the same. Who says the water cannot carry heavy fare? Identity. We're all separated by minuteness, singularity, a tiny slip of the genetic scalpel. A blimp floats by overhead, a black head on the clear blue sky. From way up there, beachgoers must resemble grains of sand, mobile bits covered in colorful swimsuits, like skittles resting in the palm of a tan-skinned giant. To the pilot, I imagine I'm nothing but a peach clump of moving sand sloshing along the edge of an endless ocean, on the coast of an unending edge of a watercolor painting dusted with sand and blotches. A smudge of real life, a person in his beach best, wandering down the sandy coast. Does he see any distinction between me and the clumps of people around me? Or is the pilot, like me, unable to comprehend the subtle nuances that differentiate sand from sand, shell from shell? Can he really know how many of us there are? Atop a clump of seaweed in the dry sand, on display like an entree at a fancy restaurant, sits a small blue blob, about the size of a cell phone and the color of a blueberry. Dried up, it looks about as thick as a charred chewing gum bubble, and has a tail resembling a line of body wash sprayed out in a stringy, unsure line, controlled as much as one can direct the spray of a can of silly string. I'm looking at a dead jellyfish. Blood does not seep from the deflated bulb. I recognize nothing except the sun glazing off the skin. I can smell salt in my nose. How, I wonder, did this jellyfish get here? The water is a good 10 feet away, the sand smooth, bleached white, like hot wax or the aura of a seraph. I step closer to the jellyfish gingerly, unsure if it's safe to touch. I would find a stick, poke at it. How strong is that bulbous, gummy skin? Will it deflate when pierced? What mysteries will spill out from the inside? How different the thing is in real life. Solid, opaque, nearsighted enough that you can only focus on a few grains of sand on the unending beach. Now that I know what they look like, I see the jellyfish all over the beach, their bodies dried and crumpled in the hot sun. Raisins, an orchard of them, shrinking from dehydration on the oven of sand. I don't imagine them there. I'm not suddenly assaulted by a mental field of screaming jellyfish, tormented by the heat and mouth-parching dryness of the beach. No, they really are everywhere, an incoherent constellation of sandy stars, tendrils reaching back toward the water that spit them out to die. I look at them as I walk along, remembering their shapes and colors, How their dark blues would hide so well if they were skimming along the top of the water, arms waving back, saying goodbye, the pink thing standing out of place in the surf. Later, when I wade further into the water, I see one, floating in solitude, 15 feet from where I stand waist deep in the salt-saturated water. Its tail resembles a line of sapphires, full, round, shiny, wiggling just under the surface, unlike the paralyzed line of goop on the tail of the jellyfish splayed in the sand. Are they any different? Are they the same? This one doesn't sting me, does not venture close enough to send a thick, queasy tremor of uncertainty down my back, through my curling toes, doesn't make me wonder what sorts of monsters reside in the expanse of sea laid out before me, sloshing along with an unstoppable clamoring rhythm. No, this one makes me stop. I can stand in the ocean, the waves crashing into my chest, my face, forcing me to clamp my nose shut and pull closed my lungs. It waits for the water to calm. I flutter my fingers as the jellyfish waves at me. It waves. Yeah. My fingers floating limply under the water, and I begin to understand, if only for a moment, until I return to the beach and dry off. The end.